A lot of parents have expressed to me the concern that the internet pedophile is going to pose as a 14-year-old and then use that information to track you down. Is that the norm?
It's rare.
Okay.
It's rare, but not rare enough. I liken sexual predation to the animal kingdom. We've all seen Animal Planet. We've all seen lions on the Serengeti, and when they go after a herd of zebras or a herd of wildebeest, which ones do they get?
The weakest ones.
The weakest ones, the smallest, the most vulnerable, right? And you can take that to the sharks swimming through the ocean, right? When they go through a school of fish, they're going to get the slowest ones and the ones that are closest and most accessible. Sexual predators are no different. There's unfortunately, there are too many kids out there that have no privacy settings in place, and those are the easy targets. Those are the slow, lame, weak wildebeest. Don't be a lame wildebeest.
Right.
Right? Set all your privacy settings. That's going to give you one layer of insulation or protection from the predators. Now, if you're posting pictures of yourself in a bikini or in your underwear, that's going to be an attractor to a predator. If they have a choice between a kid that's got the buttoned up shirt looking very proper as opposed to the kid that's sitting there bare-chested in the bathroom, they're going to go after the kid that is expressing sexual interest, because that's going to be an easier target for them. But when you start putting pictures of yourself out there the bad guys can see, the danger is, I look at her profile. Oh yeah, she's cute, and she's wearing a bikini, and therefore she's an easy target. So I create a profile that mimics a young teenager. I friend request her. She accepts me because she wants to be popular. Now I can see her profile. I can see that she plays volleyball. I can see that she goes to Westwood High School. I can see what time those games are by going to the Westwood High School website. Right? Now I know what she looks like, I know what she does, and I know when she does it. The next logical step is I show up there with my video camera, or worse.
Not all of them pose. From what I have read, a lot of them will get close to the teenager and then they start asking them more in-depth questions.
Sure.
What should parents be watching out for?
Well, a common strategy of pedophiles, like you said, is to go through a grooming process with their victims. They could be businessmen. They could be, they could be cyber bums hanging out in the coffee shop. You don't know. But they'll hang out on chat rooms, typically, is where most of the exploitation takes place.
Okay.
Either instant messaging or chat type scenarios, where they can just kind of hang out and get to know the kids that frequent those chat rooms over time. And they can build a relationship of trust with them, a false relationship of trust.
Sure.
And kind of erode away that stranger danger mentality that we try to program into kids from the time they're 5 years old, On the internet, number one, the kids feel protected because there's a distance barrier. They don't realize the guy might be living 2 houses down, or he might be living an hour drive away, or he might be living a 5-hour drive away, but to a pedophile, that distance is really nominal. They don't care about that. They'll travel, they'll get on a plane and drive and fly across the country if the prospect is good enough and they have the means to do it. But we see all the time, we see businessmen sitting at work watching the chat rooms, and you'd think they'd be respectable members of the community, but really they're grooming 14-year-old girls because they have this fantasy of having a sexual encounter with a 14-year-old.
So how is it that they groom this 14-year-old girl? How is it that they get her to participate?
It's been a long time for me, but I remember being a teenager. I remember the insecurities that I felt as a kid. Am I cool enough? Am I smart enough? Am I hip enough? Do girls like me? That kind of thing. And I think boys and girls at that age all feel that way. They're all insecure to some extent or another. And these pedophiles know how to exploit that insecurity. And so they'll tell them the things that they want to hear. They'll tell them the things that they want their peers to accept about them. And now they're getting it from some stranger on the internet. And that's an allure for them. I'm getting acceptance from this person. This person thinks, and now more than ever, at younger and younger ages, kids are feeling like they have to go get their sexy on. We've got so much media influence, whether it's movies or MTV or Xbox or whatever, You know, they just feel this need to grow up so quickly. And so the bad guys are exploiting that, telling them how grown up they are, telling them how mature they are, how smart they are, how pretty they are, how funny they are. And then it doesn't take long to start introducing those adult themes of sexuality. And what is this? Check out this website. What does that picture make you think of? How do you feel about that? Oh, that's good. That's normal. Hey, how would you like to experiment with that? You know, how would you like
pornography and
Exactly.
other things like that.
Absolutely.